Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, debt ceiling deadlock. Still no deal. Just 8 days to go until potentially major global economic consequences, what both sides are saying this morning. And South Carolina passing a 6-week abortion ban. We're going to hear from the 5 women, including 3 Republicans, who tried to block it. Plus, Netflix is beginning its crackdown on password sharing. What you need to know, coming up right here on GMA.
We will continue to have live team coverage from Uvalde throughout the morning here on Good Morning San Antonio. Our coverage is leading up to our special presentation of 1 year in Uvalde. That's our special that's going to air tonight at 9 o'clock here on KSAT 12. We're also streaming it on KSAT Plus and our YouTube page. We have a lot more still to come in the next hour of GMSA. First, we're going to take a look at the morning commute. It's not pretty at I-35 in Pine. There's an accident out there. They're being forced off the highway. And all you see is some red brake lights. Stephen Cavazos has got an update on that mess and anything else after that rain we had come through earlier today. Michael O'Shea's got your forecast coming up as well.
I beg you guys, when you guys get home, get in the car, whatever, ask yourself, what did I do the last year to make a difference?
While there are many, many issues that are important to us all, nothing is as important as our children. And so we're asking this governor and everybody in this building to do something.
We haven't had it as tough as these families, but it's been a tough year, and it's been a trying year for everyone involved. So my hope is that maybe God will come in and open hearts and let some healing begin in the community.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 24th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us. We will get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes, but first, we want to head to Uvalde, where today marks 1 year since the tragedy at Robb Elementary.
And if you plan to go to Uvalde to pay respects, or you know someone who is, leaders of Uvalde are asking that you do come to their community. You do show respect at this time of remembrance and mourning.
City leaders are trying to make sure the families and residents there who have been through so much will be given space to honor the moment.
Mark Austin is live in Uvalde, where many places normally accessible have been blocked off today. Good morning, Mark.
David, Stephanie, good morning. Yes, there are road closures around Robb Elementary, some to my right here. You see the cones here, and the news crews from around Texas and some of the networks are here as well. There's also closures around some of the murals painted throughout this community. City and Uvalde CISD officials said this wasn't to disrespect the 21 families' wishes for remembrance, but it's out of respect for the pain that is still being felt here. And the families of the 21 angels are asking the world to remember their loved ones. At a press conference earlier this week, Uvalde CISD Interim Superintendent Gary Patterson was asked about the demolition of Robb Elementary and why it is taking so long.
When everybody has cleared that building, we're waiting for one more party to clear it. When that's cleared, then we can begin the plans for the demolition.
Also, another footnote, remember that this building behind me is also a crime scene. It's very possible in the future a jury may walk these halls as part of some trial. Now, during the meeting we just talked about, it was revealed that the independent investigation into the Uvalde Police Department is still moving forward despite several roadblocks from the Uvalde County District Attorney. So far, there's no timeline as to when the DA's investigation will be done. Until it's set to be demolished, several families of victims will continue to be let inside of Robb Elementary School behind me to see the classrooms where this tragedy happened. A symbol of hope and change will be in the air over Uvalde throughout the day today. It's part of an event being held in memory of the victims who died in the mass shooting 1 year ago today. Can you believe it? Katrina Weber is here with us in Uvalde this morning as well. And Katrina, from what we understand, there'll be a lot of symbols, those in the release of dozens of butterflies.
Well, that's right. We expect that it will be a moving tribute in more ways than one. Butterflies taking to the skies in flight. Now, St. Philip's Episcopal Church has teamed up for this event with the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas, but it will be held on the church's grounds. Now, while the release of the butterflies is in memory of the 19 children and 2 adults who died in the shooting, they also are a symbol of hope and change for the better.
I think just seeing the butterfly moving on to another space and coming from where it was, just the transformation of the butterfly just means life ongoing.
The timing of the release of the butterflies also is symbolic. It will take place exactly at 11:32 this morning. That's 1 minute before the shooting started on that day. 77 minutes after that, the church bells will toll, signaling the moment when the shooting was brought to an end. The event is open to the public. St. Philip's Church is located at 343 North Getty Street here in Uvalde. And these are just some of the events that are happening throughout the city today in connection with this 1-year mark of that terrible day 1 year ago today. Reporting live in Uvalde, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Now we want to let you know that we will continue to have that live team coverage from Uvalde throughout the morning here on GMSA. Our coverage is leading up to our special 1 year in Uvalde. It airs tonight at 9 p.m. right here on KSAT 12. We are also streaming it on KSAT Plus and our YouTube channel.
And right now on KSAT.com, we have a special page dedicated to the memory of those lost during the Robb Elementary School shooting. Stories there look back on the last year in Uvalde, the loss, the recovery, the rebuild, the legacy, and the impact. It is our way of making sure the memories of those affected are never forgotten.
And the time now is 6:05, and we had some storms move through the area, so let's go ahead and check in with Mike.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, and you heard right there from Katrina's live shot the windy conditions in Uvalde. Now, haven't had any storms there, but sort of one of the secondary effects with these outflow boundaries, these little mini cool fronts that have been prompted by some of these showers and thunderstorms. Everything has all but come to an end here in town. Maybe a leftover sprinkle or two here and there. Obviously, we've got a lot more off to the east and still some decent downpours just to the east of Cuero. All this continues to slide down to the southeast and a few more showers there. And then notice that line right there. That's that outflow boundary that moved on through the area. We were watching another cell move into Kerr County earlier this morning, and that thing was really packing a punch. But now it's just a few light showers. Those will continue to work their way down I-10. May continue to fizzle out, but just be on the lookout up around, say, Bernie, as these showers continue to work their way down to the southeast. And then further on out to the west, even a couple of leftover sprinkles right here in and around Rock Springs, moving in toward Lakey. Those are heading down to the southeast Concan, and that's pretty much going to be about it. Now, it does look as though we are going to be doing this all over again, though, later on tonight and tomorrow. 65 here in town. We got some rain-cooled air and windy conditions like we were talking about. 17-mile-per-hour sustained winds there in Uvalde, 13 at Hondo, and then we do have some gusts, 17 at Pleasanton, as well as in Lost Maples. And notice how the winds are moving in from east to west over in parts of the hill country as those storms moved on through here and again produce those little outflow boundaries. Molds on the moderate side, grass is low. Updated count comes out in roughly an hour and a half. And throughout the rest of today, we are going to make it up through the upper 70s, low 80s at noon. More sunshine later on today. And late this afternoon and the evening hours, there could be a stray shower popping up out to the west just because of some of those little outflow boundaries disturbances out there. Very few and far between. We will hit a high temperature today of 89 degrees. That's the normal high this time of year. We'll talk about another cluster of storms moving in overnight and take a look at the long holiday weekend in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, big problems, right?
You know, Mike, it seems like some of the problems have cleared out, but guess what? We have new problems out on the roadway. Let's get a quick look around town and show you what you can expect for your Wednesday morning commute. There at 37 at Houston, it's already getting pretty busy now that we've entered 6 a.m. North and southbound lanes have a lot more folks out there, and the same story at 410 at Marbach. But really, the big problem have been the wet roads we've seen that have caused possible issues out there. Let's take you to one of them. That is a new one that we have on our map, 35 northbound at Eisenhower Road. This crash is not really causing any issues in the northbound lanes, but still, you have to watch out because first responders are out there working to clear these scenes up. So make sure you give them plenty of room, and let's hope everyone's doing okay. All right, we have to take a jump now over here back to 410. This time in those north and southbound lanes, we have a little bit of a buildup taking place in both, but the crash reported in the northbound lanes at Ray Ellison Boulevard. So watch out because I do see that first responders are out there working again to clear these scenes up. We also had a crash that was reported along 1604 westbound at Blanco that looks like it's clearing. You could see it right there close to 281 at the top of the map. But other than that, the morning has been riddled with some trouble out there on the roadways, but we're going to watch them very closely. For now, just pack your patience, and again, watch out there. Anytime you see those flashing lights, you know what to do. Move over or slow down. David.
Thanks, Stephen. There is an active Amber Alert happening. Police need your help finding 14-year-old Marisol Avila. She was last seen in North Houston outside of a school.
Alyssa Cole joins us live from the downtown area here in San Antonio. And Alyssa, are there any new details on the case?
Good morning, you all. Well, all we know as of now is that Marisol was last seen a black top, blue jeans, and dark shoes. She was also last seen in a 1990 Subaru Forester. There should be an image here on your screen, a picture of Marisol and a picture of the vehicle. Take a look. Marisol is about 4'5" with brown hair, and she's roughly described at 110 pounds. Police have not released any information on her disappearance, but again, take a look at the video on your screen. This is what Marisol looks like, and this is the vehicle that she was last seen in. If you know where Marisol Avila is, you are asked to call your local police department or the Houston Independent School District at 713-892-7777. But for now, reporting downtown San Antonio, Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. It is 6:10 and 65 degrees.
And before we head to break, Washington struggles to reach a debt limit deal. The deadline could come as soon as June 1st. That is when the Treasury says the government risks running out of cash to pay its bills. Negotiators are expected to convene again today for another round of talks. The political standoff is edging the country closer to a crisis, rolling financial markets and threatening the global economy.
Outside with live cam, we had a good rain come rolling through here earlier this morning. If you're just waking up, you might have slept through it. Then again, maybe with that thunder lightning, you might not have slept through it. It did leave traffic a mess, though. All that for you coming up. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio.
All right, we are approaching 6:15, and unfortunately, we continue to see those problems out there on the roadway. 410 at Ray Ellison. This is that shot I mentioned to you a little bit earlier. Crash reported that has blocked at least 1 to 2 lanes of traffic. Very serious crashing from what we're seeing from TransGuide. Notice that we do also have a fire unit out there, possibly paramedics as well. So not sure of any injuries, but we know that this is a pretty serious crash, and it's holding up some traffic out there. Some of the actual crashing out on the grass, but let's hope everyone is doing okay. It's just not a good situation. In fact, the morning commute has been pretty nasty, to say the least. This crash reported along 410 northbound at Ray Ellison Boulevard. We have a big backup already forming out there close on the southwest side. We'll watch that area closely, but it's not the only area I'm keeping a close eye on. Have to take a drive up, this time to Loop 1604 westbound, where you see a crash is holding up some folks over there near Blanco Road. That has been there for a little while now, but I've not seen any flashing lights because some of the TransGuide cameras seem to be a little bit spotty in that area. But I'm going to keep a very close eye on it. But also over here at 35 northbound there at Eisenhower, this crash doesn't seem to be causing as many issues. But still, anytime you see those flashing lights, you know what to do. Move over or slow down. It has been a pretty nasty morning out on the roadways, to say the least. But we're going to continue to watch these areas very closely throughout the morning. Again, this is 410 northbound at Ray Ellison. Let's hope everyone's doing okay out there. But it has been a nasty morning out there, guys.
Yes, it has on the roadways, and you know that those showers came through as expected.
Had to run from those showers this morning. Yeah. I barely stayed in front of them, like they were chasing me down the highway.
Driving over
and
here.
as you're coming in from the north, or if you're coming down 10, because they were coming in from the northwest. And still got some decent ones off to the east right now, but most everything has come to an end. Now we still have a few showers left over, and even here in town, I think we'll still see a couple of more before it's all said and done. Here's what it looks like on radar right now, and yeah, there's not much. I mean, things really have changed quite a bit from when we went on the air just a couple of hours ago, not even a couple of hours ago. And as you can see, all the rain that continues off here to the east. We still have some lightning strikes being detected. Hallettsville down just to the east of Cuero. You got a decent couple of showers there in Cuero and down around Victoria as well. And then further off to the west, as you can see, nothing is showing up on radar here in town. We do have a couple of more showers, though, right here from Comfort and just moving in toward Bernie, even a lightning strike or two, some moderate downpours. So this is going to continue to come down 10. And as this works its way down to the southeast, and things are moving at been about 25 to 30 knots, which is about 33 miles per hour. So with that being the case, coming down I-10 as these move to the southeast at 33 miles per hour, as you can see, they will continue to work in Bernie High School right in the next, say, 10, 15 minutes, and same thing going through Champion, and then continuing down in toward the rim right before 7 o'clock, and Stone Oak just about 7 o'clock. That is if indeed these do hold together. Now, it is appearing that way. However, just based on the history this morning, a lot of things have been dying down as the morning has rolled on, which is a lot of times the case with these nighttime storm complexes. They really pack a punch in the overnight hours, and then as we approach sunrise, they tend to sort of lose their energy. Mid-60s right now, some rain-cooled air, and notice how computer models initializing with taking these, continuing to have this die down. We'll see more sunshine later on today. We've got some windy conditions with these outflow boundaries from this, and that's what may touch off actually a couple of more. There's a chance for a few more showers, thunderstorms to maybe pop up even late this afternoon off to the west and this evening. Now, further into this evening, or later into this evening, I should say, in the overnight hours, there comes the next complex. This one, timing of it appears to be a little bit different, so this would be a morning event tomorrow, and that would continue to work its way down to the southeast, so maybe even keeping a few of these showers hanging around here in through the mid to late morning hours tomorrow. Then we will clear out nicely in behind that. Now, once again, some of those storms could be potentially on the strong to severe side, just with northwestern portions of the hill country. We had a couple of cells that did reach severe levels with some of those stronger winds. Speaking of winds, we did clock winds in and around Bexar County up close to 45 miles per hour earlier this morning. That was at Kelly, and out at the airport we had winds that were recorded just shy of 40 miles per hour earlier this morning, and obviously some blustery conditions we've been seeing in our live shots over there in Uvalde. So the leftover rain this morning, and then we see more sunshine throughout the rest of today. 83 at noon, and we top off 89 degrees later on today. And again, be on the lookout just because the atmosphere has been kind of churned up from those outflow boundaries, so they may see another couple of thunderstorms late this afternoon. But then tonight we have that next cluster moving on in here, and that's going to then touch off more of those showers and storms. After that, good looking through the weekend, normal temperatures, maybe a stray shower storm on Monday, but otherwise a very nice weekend, long holiday weekend for Memorial Day. We'll be back.
My husband and I have never been more active.
Shingles doesn't care.
I go to spin classes with my coworkers.
Good for you. Shingles doesn't care. Because no matter how healthy you feel, your risk of shingles sharply increases after age 50. But Shingrix protects. Proven over 90% effective, Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Shingrix is now $0 for almost everyone. Ask your doctor about Shingrix today.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a Family Feud contestant on trial for murder. This was Timothy Bleethnick in 2020, appearing on an episode of Family Feud.
What's the biggest mistake you made at your wedding?
Honey, I love you, but said I do. Not my mistake. Not my mistake. I love my wife. I'm going to get in trouble for that, aren't I?
Yeah. Now he stands accused of murdering the woman he said I do to. Prosecutors allege Bleethnick shot the mother of his 3 boys 14 times in 2021, while the estranged couple was amidst a turbulent divorce.
No, the last minute of Becky's life were spent in fear, in pain, in terror.
So what is Bleethnick's defense strategy? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
And good morning to you. I'm Mark Austin outside Robb Elementary School, live here in Uvalde, Texas, where dawn is now breaking. Hard to imagine what happened here 1 year ago. You know, if you ask any mental health expert worth their salt, they will say that grief is a tricky thing. And to be honest, many of us have been grieving for the entire year leading up to today, including our viewers, KSAT viewers. And we asked you for some of your thoughts today. Our producers pulled some of those comments we'll be sharing throughout the morning. And here are a few of them. Julie said, in part, my family and I cried with you a year ago. We cry with you this day. We hear you, we support you, and we continue to stand with you. As a mother of 4 Texas children, I join you in your fight. BB Rodriguez said, in part, I have held your children and you in my heart ever since this horrible tragedy. I know it has been difficult for you all this year. My prayer for you and your children are sent to heaven every day. And finally, Maddie said, keep strong. We see you and will continue fighting for you. Thank you so much for your comments. You know, guys, I can tell you from a personal perspective, reading these kind of comments in a studio, it hits different being outside Robb Elementary School. And you know what? It should. Our coverage continues throughout the day here on KSAT 12, culminating with our 1-hour special tonight, 1 year in Uvalde, tonight at 9 o'clock. Now back to you in the studio.
I'm sure it does. Thank you, Mark. Time now 6:25 and 65 degrees for now.
Once again, outside with the roads through TransGuide, it is a mess all over San Antonio. Stephen Cavazos is here, and he's going to update us on what you should avoid this morning.
He suffered a gunshot wound to his upper right thigh. He was like, Mom, I just ran, I saw the backpacks and I hid under him like if I was dead. He couldn't move and he tried not to move until help came.
This time last year, April's yard was filled with McKenna's friends.
Happy birthday, dear Santa.
Some of the other angels were there, so it's a hard day today, thinking back a year ago.
All of the things little Jackie could have been.
And welcome back. It is 6:30 on Wednesday, May 24th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us, and we will get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes. But first, our coverage continues in Uvalde as today marks 1 year since the tragedy at Robb Elementary.
Today, people in the community of Uvalde are taking part in several remembrance services.
Our Mark Austin is live in front of Robb Elementary to tell us about that and about one of the teachers being remembered today. Good morning, Mark.
David and Steffi, good morning from Uvalde. There are several planned vigils this evening. The first is a special community vigil at the Uvalde County Fairplex. That is at 5:30 this evening. That's located at 215 Veterans Lane. That leads into the special Lives Robb Candlelight Vigil at 7:30 tonight. That's at Uvalde Memorial Park Amphitheater, located in the northwest end of the park, just east of the Willie De Leon Civic Center. Now, according to Community Impact News, the event will also feature the activation of 21 searchlights in honor of the 21 victims. The lights are being provided by a San Antonio company called North American Searchlight Advertising Searchlights, located near San Antonio International Airport. The company's owner says the lights will operate here in Uvalde from sunset tonight until sunrise tomorrow morning. You know, one of the 2 teachers killed here at Robb Elementary was Eva Morales. Her husband Ruben and daughter Addie Ruiz have found a way to combine Eva's passion of family and fitness into a unique memorial. They took us inside the Eva Strong Gym home they built in the backyard of their home, rather, to honor the beloved wife, mother, teacher, and hero.
She was very unselfish. She did everything for everybody else. She put everybody else in front of her, you know. And like she said, she didn't hesitate to protect or hesitate to do anything to help somebody else.
Now, along with the Eva Strong Gym, Ruben and Addie tell us they plan to host another Eva Strong Memorial 5K with funds going to scholarships so that Eva can continue to change the lives of children in this community. Hundreds of people attended this year's event, which was in March, the weekend of her birthday. Many people here in Uvalde have been counting on their faith to carry them through this terrible time over the last year or so. On this day, several churches will be offering comfort to them. Our Katrina Weber is also here live in Uvalde this morning and joins us with more on two different opportunities for worship. Katrina, one of those gets underway in just a couple hours, right?
That's right. A Sacred Heart Catholic Church will be holding a mass in remembrance of those victims, and it will feature some words of comfort, spiritual comfort from Archbishop Gustavo Garcia. Now, over at St. Philip's Episcopal Church, they will actually open their doors for people to take part in individual prayer and reflection throughout the day. That church opens its doors for anyone who wants to come, as it has done throughout this year. We spoke with the pastor's wife, who told us that she understands the suffering of the community as well as the support the church can offer. She lost a child herself more than a decade ago.
People would come up to me after my son died and wanted to know, are you mad at God? And I never was. I knew that God was crying right there with me.
St. Philip's also will hold a more formal service at 5:30 this afternoon. The church also will light 22 luminarias outside its doors. That is one for each victim of the shooting, plus one for the husband of one of the victims. He died of a heart attack after his wife was killed. Now, the Mass at Sacred Heart Catholic Church begins at 10 this morning, and again, Archbishop Gustavo will be officiating at that service. We are going to attend as well and have more on that for you later today. Reporting live in Uvalde, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. And today, President Joe Biden is set to remember the 21 lives lost in the Robb Elementary School shooting 1 year ago. Biden, who along with the First Lady visited the area after the shooting, will speak about the tragedy from the White House Grand Staircase. About a month later, after the shooting in Uvalde, the bipartisan Safer Communities Act was passed by Congress and was signed into the law by the president. Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the state flag to be lowered to half-staff today to honor the victims, survivors, loved ones, and the community affected.
The shooting highlighted the importance of having enough blood on hand to save lives. Superintendents across Bexar County rolled up their sleeves yesterday. They were dressed in maroon. Those are the colors of Uvalde CISD. 12 of those superintendents packed the donor pavilion at the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. It includes Dr. Jeanette Ball of Southwest ISD. It hits home, especially for her, as she once spent time as superintendent at Uvalde CISD.
Clearly remember where I was the day that this happened and thinking that cannot be true.
Roughly 60 lives will be impacted thanks to everyone who donated yesterday. We've got information about how you can donate on KSAT.com.
And back here in San Antonio, artists are trying to give San Antonio a place to honor the victims of that dark day with a colorful memorial. Now, the art is still a work in progress, and the plan is to keep it that way through the day tomorrow. Now, traveling artist Lakey 360 tells us he hopes the work they currently have will bring others not only to stop by, but also to create and express themselves. His main goal, giving people a place to gather, connect, and grieve.
Whenever people stand in this spot, whenever people try to appreciate the beauty, there is a reminder that this is remembering something that isn't so beautiful and that tore a community apart.
Now, early this afternoon, the group of artists will be back out there adding to what they already have, and they will have chalk available for people who want to add their own words or drawings up and down the sidewalk as well. And you can find that complete coverage from Uvalde right now on our website at ksat.com.
We had some nice rain, little thunder and lightning roll through early this morning. If you slept through it, you missed a good light show.
Yes, you did.
Yes, indeed. And we still have some rain out there, and we're not done with it as of yet, even though, as you can see, looking off to the east, it almost looks like skies are wanting to clear out just a little bit, and a little bit of sunshine trying to come through. 65 right now, dew points at 63. We had some rain cooled air. Temperatures had dropped down about 5 degrees when those heavier showers moved on through. The most widespread rain, obviously, is well off to the east, and as you can see, we still have a couple of lightning strikes being detected out here, but things have definitely been dying down as the morning has rolled on, and we haven't had any rain here in town for a while, but as you can see, we've got still this cluster of showers and even a couple of lightning strikes, and this is working its way down to the southeast, and so that's going to be grazing the northern portion of Bexar County as we roll on through the next couple of hours. This is working its way down to the southeast at roughly 20, some of the reports 27 to 30 knots, which is about anywhere from 30 to 33 miles per hour. So let's check out and see. Let me go right over here. And as far as it moving down to the southeast right there, and it's going to be working in towards Stone Oak just before 7 o'clock here, Hollywood Park just after 7 o'clock, and then continue in toward MacArthur High School right around 7:12, and Garden Ridge continuing on after that. So again, that's as that continues to kind of move on down to the southeast as well as hold together. But it has been kind of keeping together, even though it has been weakening as far as the intensity of the rainfall. 65 here in town, mid-60s all around the area with this, like I said, rain-cooled air. Mold is moderate. The updated count comes out in just about an hour or so. Grass is on the light side. Mostly sunny today, upper 80s. May see a stray storm. We've had some pretty good winds, even outside of where the rain has been with these outflow boundaries, and that can be enough to churn up a couple of more thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Then it looks like we get another cluster of storms tonight moving down from northwest to southeast. Some of those hanging around tomorrow through mid-morning, then partly cloudy skies. Then as we go into the weekend, good looking weekend, partly cloudy, 80s. Very normal temperatures and a stray shower or two on Monday. If you have outdoor plans on Monday, I would not change it all. Overall, nice looking unofficial start of summer this weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, it is messy out there, right?
That is to say the least, Mike. Let's get a look here. 410 at Ray Ellison. This is a shot that we showed you a little bit earlier. As you can see, first responders are still out there working to clear a crash scene. Now, it looks like part of that may have impacted the northbound lanes as well. We can see about one lane is blocked off at this time, and in fact it does look like we may be catching the tail end of this. You see one of those crews out there, either they're picking up the cones or placing them in out there on the roadways, but right now it looks like they're putting them in place. So it looks like that one lane is blocked off. We're gonna have to keep a very close eye on this particular area, but the northbound lanes and southbound lanes have both been impacted with traffic. That crash was initially reported again right there at Ray Ellison Boulevard. We're going to watch that very closely throughout the morning, but not the only issue. As I mentioned, we have plenty of them taking place. This is the latest at I-10 westbound at Callahan Road. Big backups taking place. If you're traveling a little bit up west along I-10, you will see some flashing lights. You'll likely also experience some delays, so just keep that in mind. Make sure to move over or slow down. A little bit further up, according to Textile, it looks like this crash is still being reported. However, what we're seeing out there along the westbound lanes are some smooth roads, so that's good news, and it looks like this crash may have already cleared out. So we'll go ahead and get that off of our map, but also this crash still remains at 35 northbound at Eisenhower Road, but it's not really been impacting traffic at this hour. We've just seen our scattered problems out on the roadways, and as we give you a wide look at our metropolitan area, what we're going to start to see a little bit more of the congestion. A lot of folks are traveling into the downtown area this morning for their daily commute, so just remember to watch out. We'll watch the roads closely. David, Steph.
Hey, Steve, want to tell you about an active Amber Alert happening. Police need your help finding 14-year-old Marisol Avila. She was last seen in North Houston outside of a school.
Alyssa Cole joins us live from downtown San Antonio. And Alyssa, are there any new details on this case?
Yes, you guys, good morning. All we know is that Marisol was last seen with a black top and blue jeans and black shoes. Now, she was last seen yesterday around 9:30. Here's what we also know. She was also last seen in the vehicle, a 1990 Forester Subaru. A Subaru Forester 1990 to be exact, with Texas plates. Marisol is about 4'5" with brown hair. Police have not released any information on her disappearance. If you know where Marisol is, you are asked to call your local police station or the Houston Independent School District. Take a look at your screen. The number is right there at the bottom. It's 713-892-7777. Reporting downtown San Antonio, Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Marisol. I'm sorry. Thank you, Alyssa.
Yes. Time now 6:41, 64 degrees. We'll be right back.
Folks, it's been a busy morning out on the roadways, so just remember to drive safe. Tenant Callahan West is our latest problem. Let's get a wide look at TransGuide, where we at least have one shoulder lane that's blocked off, along with several others. And in fact, it's causing an issue for drivers that are traveling along those westbound lanes near Callahan Road. So you can see the morning commute is off to an already busy start. Lots of red is what we're seeing on our map at this point, not too far from Crossroads. So pack some patience through the area, watch for first responders, and let's just hope everyone else is doing okay. But I have to take a drive back down over here to 410 on the southwest side, where we do have a crash that was reported earlier. We had one reported in the northbound lanes, but now it looks like some of that has been rippled over to the southbound lanes, right in the same spot at Ray Ellison Boulevard. But both the north and southbound lanes at 410 are experiencing heavy traffic at this hour. And now that it's 6:44, approaching 6:45, we're going to start to see a lot more of that happen here on our map. Lots more red, a lot more people getting the commute rolling this morning, but it has been off to a pretty messy start. We have had a number of crashes out on the roadway, some of which have cleared and others like this one have popped up. So just remember to watch out for those first responders and drive safe this morning.
Still have some rain in the area as well.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
And still another batch, even though we have some rain here in town, still a little bit more, especially folks in the kind of northern half of San Antonio, Bexar County. So I'm going to show you that just a moment. And right now you look outside to the east and everything looking pretty good. And actually over there at Broadway, it almost looks like the road has kind of dried out a little bit. Like I said, we haven't had much in the way of rain in a while. The majority of the rain continues to work its way off to the east. But here we have this latest batch right here. This is the cell that was really packing a punch in western Kerr County earlier this morning. It did become severe earlier up around Junction, and now still got a couple of showers, even a couple of thunderstorms mixed in with this. And this is continuing to work its way again down to the southeast, and it's moving at the latest count about 27-30 knots, which is roughly 31 miles per hour or so, just to put the timer on this. And it's working again down to the southeast, and it is going to continue to work its way over the course in through, say, Santa Clara by 7:21. So throughout the next half hour, 35 minutes. Clemens High School right around 7:14, Comal about 7:13. And it's not a lot of heavy rain, but obviously just enough. And this, again, will graze right there in the northern portion of Bexar County. And it looks like this tail end may come right down there on I-10 in toward town. So again, we're not done with the rain yet, but the heavy stuff has moved on through. So all this continues to come to an end. We clear out later on this afternoon and a lot more sunshine. Now, you've seen where we've had these kind of gusty winds. Actually, at one point with some of these thunderstorms, winds were gusting about 44 miles per hour out there at about 40 at the airport. And even out to the west where there was no rain, we had these outflow boundaries move on through here. Well, that's kind of churning up the atmosphere. So this model does have a couple of showers, thunderstorms trying to develop even by dinner time tonight, even a couple of more throughout the evening hours. Just it's sort of agitating the atmosphere. Then we go into the overnight hours, and we're looking at, we still have this northwesterly flow, which you get these little disturbances in here, and they almost get a mind of their own. And another one of these clusters of storms moving on through here. This one appears to be a little bit later as far as the timing in the overnight hours. So this will be hanging around in toward mid-morning tomorrow and then moving on out, and we'll have some sunshine in the afternoon after that. And once again, any of those storms, there's the potential for some high winds and hail. That was the big deal overnight, was basically just the high winds that did reach severe levels in the overnight hours. Temperatures, if you like consistency, normal high is 89 This is all the way through Tuesday. Boy, it doesn't get much more even than that. Same thing with the low temperatures. We don't have any extremes at all in the forecast. So specifically today, we are going to be up to, again, 89 degrees, maybe a stray shower thunderstorm developing late, and then that cluster overnight into about mid-morning tomorrow, 85 tomorrow. Going in through the rest of the week and into the weekend, looks fantastic. A great looking Memorial Day weekend, and specifically on Memorial Day on Monday, there is going to be a small chance for a couple of showers and a couple of thunderstorms maybe in the afternoon. But if you have outdoor activities, perhaps going out to pay respects on Memorial Day, should be good throughout much of the day.
Yeah, it looks good. 80s, we'll take that. I
Yes.
mean, it's been much hotter in the past. Thank you, Mike.
649, 64 degrees.
And let's look out there with a live cam this morning. A little cooler than it was yesterday morning. We'll take that. 64 degrees for now. And again, we're expecting to go up to the 80s. We'll be right back.
Okay. Welcome back live to Uvalde, where dawn has now broken here over Robb Elementary School. It's hard to believe it's been 1 year now. For all intents and purposes, the school year is over here in Uvalde. No classes this week by design. Graduation is later this week here at Uvalde CISD. You know, it's hard to put things into words standing outside the school, and that's where you come in yet again. Earlier this morning, we shared some viewer comments, and we have a couple more we want to share with you. Anna Oliveira wrote, San Antonio stands with Uvalde. The beautiful 21 souls will never be forgotten, and we stand with you in wanting to make Texas a safer place. Our hearts, thoughts, support, and our votes are with you. And to the families, your resilience is so inspiring. Never, ever stop the fight for accountability and change. There are so many of us that support you and think of you every single day. My heart is with you and every victim of gun violence. We'll be back here for GMS 9 and the news at noon. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Mark, for your live coverage, and to Katrina as well. We will continue to have that live team coverage from Uvalde throughout the morning here on GMSA. Our coverage is leading up to our special 1 year in Uvalde. It airs tonight at 9 p.m. right here on KSAT 12. We are also streaming it on KSAT Plus and our YouTube page.
And right now on KSAT.com, we have a special page dedicated to the memory of those lost during the Robb Elementary School shooting. There are stories that look back on the last year in Uvalde, the loss, the recovery, the rebuild, and the legacy and the impact. It is our way of making sure that the memories of those affected are never forgotten.
And time now is 6:54. Let's go ahead and check in with our Stephen Cavazos.
Well, guys, it has been a very messy morning out on the roadways. We can take a look there at US 98 Couples. Not a bad spot, at least for right now, but we know that is an area a lot of folks travel through. So pack some patience this morning and make sure to drive safe. 281 at Grayson is off to a good start, but we're seeing slowdowns. You just saw that shot at 410 at Babcock. Yeah, that's normal traffic at this hour, but we're also seeing things that aren't necessarily going to help with the congestion. This crash here at I-10 westbound at Callahan Road. Big backups that have remained along the westbound lanes, even along 410 as folks are getting their commute rolling this morning. We're going to watch that area very closely, but also right over here at 410 southbound, we have a crash reported at Ray Ellison Boulevard, leading to some backups as well. But we're going to keep a close eye on things, Mike. But yeah, very messy morning out on the roadways. Hard to say if the rain caused some problems, but we know it didn't help.
Probably, yeah, didn't help. And as you can see, things are trying to clear out a little bit off to the east. However, we do have a few more showers that are moving into town right now, just right there, 1604 on the northwest side, and all that is sweeping down to the southeast, and a couple little sprinkly showers there, portions of Atascosa, Wilson County, and then we will be clearing out at 66 degrees right now. We'll make it up to a high today of 89, normal high temperature, maybe a stray shower thunderstorm this afternoon, thanks to actually some of the ones that move through, and then another cluster overnight. The weekend, make some outdoor plans. It's going to be great.
Yes, it will. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for joining us, and stay with us as we have live coverage in Uvalde.
We'll see you back here for GMSA at 9.